listening to the voice of Maui, KAKU-FM 88.5.
Well, we played it once, but we played it over them. 88.5 FM is radio, KAKU. For those on the island, say Kaku, but we go, Akaku is the TV, channel 55, and we're simulcast on TV. And 88.5 FM, you'll find us on the net, under all these radio programs, under KAKU Radio, the voice of Maui. I have a great co-host here today in the studio. Sometimes we'll have him in the field, but he doesn't like the field as much as sitting in the studio, so we gave him a cool break. Scott R Bushnell.
That's me. You? Yeah.
Thank you for joining me. Aloha Swim Lessons. I like saying that because you've been an inspiration to me. I didn't think I was swimming, but you know what? I want you to know. Those who have been watching have known that I've been going through swim lessons to be able to bring back and rehabilitate my ability to walk and all kinds of fun things. And you really have helped me so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was doing backstroke and doing the scissor kick. I thought, wow, and I can rotate
there
both
you
legs.
go.
And
the human strokes.
Yeah, I am appreciating I'm in a pool now, but we live in a great pool, the great pool. How is everyone? We're at the Neutral Zone. I'm Jason Schwartz, your host. This hat is part of the story of the day, but it's also way back in 1976 when I was in the music thing in L.A., I wore a blue Stetson, and just so happened this weekend.
A blue Stetson.
Well, you know, in the music business, remember who was there at the time? All those guys you know about, you hear now. I was just looking and seeing, remember when Kenny Loggins was just coming there and with Jimmy Messina, and I remember Jackson Brown, all these guys, and Cat Stevens, because that was the time that I was in L.A. now. So here I am now. It helped me. It felt like I gave myself some identity when I was going up to publishing companies and record companies. Those are good stories. But
there you go. Did you have the blue suede shoes to go with it?
No, but I had someone wanted to do a shoot with me, and they bought me a blue, three-piece blue suit.
Nice.
With my blue hat, and we went to Disneyland.
Well, that's sort of thing to be remembered by. When you walk in the door, you have your little niche.
Mickey Mouse remembers. It's about it. Most of the people remember are statues, like at the Mac. When I watch Pundy, sitting there, I think, I wonder, you know, that song that Iz wrote, what would the parents say if they came back and saw where it is when they left it in 78? You know that song?
Okay.
How would they feel? That one, right?
I have his albums, so yeah.
So, well, we're in a funny time. Well, I ask how you are, because here November 21st, next week's going to be a show that we're going to put together and put on the air, because I won't be here next week.
Nice.
Jury duty.
There you go.
And that's a surprise. It's been postponed a few times. We'll see. They postpone me, and they don't do it with no notice. So we may be here, maybe not. But we're going to be here because we go around the world. MauiNeutralZone.com. You can not only find this show, you'll find it in a day, right? Or two, max, with credits and stuff. But you'll find 160 or so of the last shows, plus 1,000 other shows under other names, and we got a search engine there for the shows we got. We got to build out the search engine.
There you go.
Put more. Like I saw Blaze. Remember Blaze from our Mankind group?
Oh, yeah.
You know Blaze. And I saw him and Ed Elkin, may he rest in peace. He was I put a little him, he just died. I did a show on him.
Right.
At the Rainbow Festival, I think it was the Harmonic Convergence in Haiku, and I videotaped this whole thing, roughly.
Wow.
My own. And then I thought, look at it, people are going to see the history of Maui in our lifetime. So that's what's interesting. I thought, well, is this going to be good for 100 years? 100 years from now, I don't know. But right now, if you're alive now, I just saw the thing on Netflix about, this is the year 1971. I thought, well, that's when I was doing music. So as it was growing and you see the stuff, as you can tell, I'm over the top. Now, don't tell Blaze. Hey, Blaze, if you're watching, you know. That's the only way you're going to know, if someone tells you. And if they do, tell them 11 o'clock on Monday. Call in, 808-873-3435, or call out, 808-874-5900. We call out, and we're going to deal with all kinds of things, and Scott, you got to
keeping it.
Scott is
moving.
like the commentary guy, but he has stories. You're like, if we were a sports casting team, I'd be calling the moment to moment, and Scott would go, "Whoa, look at that guy! You know, he ran 100 yards."
Jason is the color. There you go.
Is that what I am?
You're the color. You're the color
Look
to
at
the
what I
show.
got for Blaze. This is a book.
Oh, nice beadwork.
And
Yeah,
the reason
he's very amazing beadwork. He
Well,
does.
this is extraordinary. I have a friend, and she, in the community right now, everyone knows her as the lady that can't move. Nobody knows because she's at a church, and this church, she was a compassion minister, whatever you know,
Right.
compassion team for 25, 30 years that I saw her and know her. And she's also been a major in the Sufi era. She had a business here and was successful in the 90s with magazine here and all kinds of things like that. She is was teaching aromatherapy and essential oils, what do they say, 25, 30 years ago, and carried it all kind of. And now she's older, and over time someone has an auto accident. It sets up her whole Maui experience was an auto accident, related in that she was trying to recuperate from something that happened. So all her stuff, life here, slowed down. Last year and a half, confined to a bed, realized to get the state to pay, you got to have nothing. Sold her house with a 6 months contingency to move, but didn't have has a caregiver 22 hours a day.
Wow.
That she has to pay for herself because she doesn't get any benefit from him. So it's like strange. So she wants to get rid of her assets. So she sold the 6 months. She's, I guess, what do they say? Look behind the mirror. See what the wizard really looks like.
Oh, yeah.
She is not as beautiful and calm as she presents herself and does great work. Mm-hmm. When you take away the veil, she has, like we all do, she's very difficult to deal with.
We're all fighting our own battles.
So here we are, a compassionate person who's been serving the community and her team. And she hasn't really told anyone, tries to keep everything secret. And now she has to move, and she's got to move when? I helped get her up in the bed. She couldn't even get out of her room for 2 years. Hasn't seen her living room or dining room or car.
With a 22-hour caregiver hasn't left her bed? Oh,
she
my
can't.
gosh.
She is, she's bed locked.
Right.
So, and now she has to move by the 21st. That's tomorrow. So, Tuesday of last week, I said, moving guys are $200 an hour, $275 plus
if you
expenses.
can find them.
If you can find them, and now you come with 2-3 days a week left. So I said, look, for $20 an hour, how's that? I'll work and help you, and we'll see you. I'll work with your gal. So I was not in charge. This friend, what do you say, takes and screams, "Gah!" for her caregiver, "Gah!" all the time, and just drives me crazy. It's hard to know which left is right, and But the reason I'm bringing all this up is because where it goes. So you be patient. It's a worthy story. You guys out there, you'll hear this story on radio. You'll say, "What? How could that happen in our community? What do you mean? How? Who?" But it's true. It's somebody who's in control of their life and successful and very private, and now can't move and has to move. And I'm trying to help. And you know what I discovered? That the person that's with her, who understands English, these are the bags that go to trash. These are the bags that go to Goodwill. And these are the bags that me taking in my car, the ones that she directed. I happened to have a bag rip, and I looked inside a Course in Miracles book.
Great book. Great
new
book.
Why are these in trash? And, I was supposed to take Goodwill. They're clothes, but they're also, it looks like a water ionizer. That's at least, that's $500 kind of unit to ionize water. What else? What else is this? A seat? What? So then when I went back and I mentioned something, she stopped me in the middle, had someone else already, things are gone. She has no idea what's happening outside her four walls.
And that's what's going on with a lot of people these days.
Can't find help. And not only that, there's no place to be. In that 6 months, you want to be on Maui. No people that think
Is she eligible for hospice care or anything?
Well, she's not dying. She hopes. Not dying? Well, let me just share it. So here she is. She's sold the house. I got, I don't know, $700,000-800,000. So she has a chunk of money. She's got to give to whatever she's doing, but doesn't know what's going on the other side of the wall, but gets petty about the paper that fell to the ground that she wants to, teach somebody a lesson there, or she's screaming, and it's hard to not get into that
it's onset dementia. I've seen it through my parents' friends, my aunt.
Well, yeah, see, that's another. I'm not the doctor, so I didn't prescribe. But the thing, the reason, this was a hat that she had.
Oh, and, okay. I knew you were going to get around to that.
Well, that was the reason I brought it up.
Yeah.
So you're going to see me, I want to say show and tell. People, when they die, like my last guy friend, Dr. Ed Elkin, we should take a look at the elders around us and realize those old people, the lady down the hall sings music. Her sister sings music, Hawaiian. Beautiful, nice girl, Robin of the Hula Honeys. She's not down the hall. Friend, sister. Anyway, mother, Emma Veary, when they're old people, they have valuable
Right. Yeah, if you look at what Oregon, Washington, California are doing now, so that as soon as you hit like 70, 72, into death, we take you off the rolls, we euthanize you, and then it just makes it a lot easier. We have plenty of housing because we're getting rid of people.
I never heard of that one at church.
You're not paying attention then.
Well, I wasn't looking there. What did you bring it up on purpose?
Yes, because you have a friend. You have a friend who is.
Scott is the color. Don't let him tell you.
I'm wearing a white shirt today, Jason. I'm just black and white today.
Our call it is 808-873-3435, which Monday, 11 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. If you want to call in, if you're on tape, too bad, but you can do it the next time. 11 o'clock Monday, no matter where you are in the world. I found that New Zealand is 1 day ahead, 1 hour back. That was really good.
Isn't that fun? You a beautiful country. God, I love it.
How can all that distance be 1 day ahead and 1 hour? But what do they do with time zones?
What is time?
It's twilight zone.
As we're talking of time as we get older.
Last week we were talking. I'm going to slow down or I'll burst. I don't know if you guys heard the opening song. I'm going to play it again. Louise, I want something that creeps, and I want it to be going sort of like this. Da 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 da. And wouldn't you know, she played it, and there it is.
Nice.
This is a contest, but the winner is going to win the full production of that song. It was meant to be a jingle. Still, you know how
I associate it with you.
Well, but you know how the ball bounces in at the front? That's another contest because animators and artists or people. Remember when Walt Disney had a show called the Mickey Mouse Club? Remember that? Mickey Mouse Club, for you younger folks, you can probably still see it online. Disney World had Mickey Mouse, and Mickey's creator, Walt, had an all-over show, with the bright lights and colors, sort of like the Maui Arts and Music Association, this light and color thing that has music and art and environment. It all goes together. When people are telling me, Jason, you can't mix things together. Well, Walt did. He created his own world where he created all these Tomorrowland and this land. Anyway, I brought him up.
The unique thing about Disneyland, and I brought this up in a paper I wrote after the Lahaina fire, that when you go to Disneyland, it's not just the visual things that you hit, it's you walk through and there's different smells. You go by the areas where they're making chocolate. You go by the areas where they're making like a waffle cone. Oh. And all of that.
I'm
and
Lahaina
had all of those things.
I know.
It didn't matter for me how long I was off island or back on the island. You go to Lahaina, it was like going into your parents' house.
I lived in Lahaina on Front Street.
Yeah,
14,
I lived in Maui Islander back in the day.
I understood.
Yeah.
Chris Lassen lived there, Janet's house.
Yeah.
And then he moved out and became the guy who got picked up and he became an artist down the street.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
and in that house, now all gone. But it was a carnival downtown.
Oh, yeah.
At Lahaina Luna and Front Street corner. one thing up.
That used to be your corner when you were young, and
no, I met Poppy Morgan and Bob Longy, and then through them met the guy that owned. I forgot his name. He's probably still living, just doesn't have his place.
Yeah.
That's just all the insurance and all that stuff. How's that going with your friend? Are they able to build, figure out any rules?
They're working through it. It's honestly, it sounds
Can they
like
build?
It's no. Well, there seems to be some rift between FEMA paying out and private insurance paying out.
Has that been resolved in any fashion?
I talked to the guys last week briefly after the show, and I was like, "Is this getting worked out?" And they were like, it is what it is, because we really can't move forward very quickly anyway.
A contractor has to be from here. That doesn't mean a contractor that is from here couldn't stand tall to bring on an associate from somewhere.
Right. Absolutely. And that was an answer I got to, because I asked that question.
If someone is like a general partner and limited partners in a deal, right?
Exactly.
But also the question of sections being prefab. Where that word came from?
Well, it's not even.
They buy wood. Why can't you buy wood if you have
pre-cut?
all the pieces and everything's numbered? It's like having an erector set. But it's being done by legitimate folks. It makes their world incredibly easier
and zero waste,
and faster.
And the less waste we bring to the island, the better it is.
You saw the fire along the 10 freeway in California, and that fire knocked out like 600 businesses, but it also the freeway was closed. A major artery through Los Angeles and the Southwest and the whole country because of that hub that it is.
Yeah.
The people in those industries to fix and do, reconstruct it, had it open in. It's just extraordinary. They figured 6 months or next year, 8 days.
Oh yeah. Well, the resources can drive. We don't have drivable resources.
So the idea, we talk about. I don't want to go off subject. The idea of bringing those pieces of prefab means set up and ready to rock. We're going to get our labor here, our things here. We have what we need. We know we can employ. What are we talking about?
Yeah, paint by color.
And the contractors, are they going to be hurting when they're full up, busy all the time, and there's more
they have
work
been.
They
have been for years here.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I remember in the solar business when I first got here, the few guys that were doing solar, that still are, some have retired, blah, 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 the story, I'll tell you. These side stories pull me away, but I have a lot of Maui stories, too. But mine are like weird ones, like that one.
Yeah.
The solar business could have been everywhere. I wanted to lower the price, do a massive installation, and show our island that we could be self-sustained, show our world, because I was leading this charge. Remember, that was early on. I was trying to do the solar. That's why the thing with the cultural center and why I ran with the politics and all of it. And here we are now, 30 years later.
Mm-hmm.
The same issues, but the same things can be done to solve the problems. And but now we have a willing audience. That's you who see the problem. You're dealing with these things. You can have Lahaina rebuilt. Why wait? Because of a law that we have a mayor who happens to also be a judge and as many things as. By the way, I love and respect Richard Bisson, even though I've never had a chance to sit too much one-on-one. So, an interview.
Right.
But fact is, he's a guy that has the capacity and the heart to be the strength, to have the Hawaiians and be the bridge with non-Hawaiians and do this in a way that I see outside of the government with the support of the government without money, but that they give it a blessing and as we go. And all the people that are going to be employed through this, both here in a way we can solve that housing problem, because you have the capacity to identify this as an emergency. And Dr. Josh Green, again, I met him, me and Ariel met him a few times through the campaign trail. I really believe that the guy is a beautiful man. I don't really like to micromanage, and so I stay at a distance. So I hear all kinds of things. But I know, with just what I know, that I have a way to help. And here's one. Hey, prefab housing. See, that's why I'm saying, Scott.
Right.
I talk all over the map, but I'm way back to where we started, which was You know,
And it's
This
not
lady
it's not
can't
just
find a
that there.
place
But
to
Jason,
be.
when we're talking about the Hawaiian culture, again, there's two sides to this story.
Okay.
All of those regulations were put in place to make sure we didn't explode like California.
It's good.
Those were all done with very good thought and intention. We never were at a place in the history of this island since World War II that we had to do a massive, quick buildup of anything. And it doesn't have to be quick. It has to be methodical, and it has to be done well. But some of those restrictions that are in place that the Hawaiian people and the people that live on this island for generations put in well thought, we need to figure a way to make those work and keep the value of why they were put in place in place.
So, again, I see those. I feel like I don't want to say Republican because it's not fair. But that's really great. That's a grounded thing. You want to make sure
Right.
you do and keep the value. But that kind of being careful, I think of as Republican, where even though I think of myself as Democrat and Green, they're more walk off the cliff and not look that we got a $17 trillion debt. Okay, but that's why I like what I'm talking about. On this island, we can do it and not need anything other than this island. We have the ability to be self-sustaining. I'm off subject again, I know. But
Yeah,
when
so
you're talking about this thing, I
so-
want to simplify the issue and make it really clear. Prefab doesn't mean that it's coming all in one and there's no labor activity.
No, there's
It's
a lot
not-
of labor.
And it's not, everything is just identified and brought so that it can go up like an erector set.
Yes.
Still need qualified people.
Yeah.
If that's done with zones, they're opening up zones now. So they know what a zone is. They know what it is, Scott.
Yeah.
That means they can make this happen.
They
right?
can.
Then not only can they make it happen, when you realize that's what they have to do. The people that are doing the work here now in construction, which they worry is it going to run out in 10 years? What are we talking about? Oh, 5 years, 2 years? We need it now. Emergency is different than long term. Scott just talked about it. We don't have to make this a rule. This is a rule with an identified area and time and everything. And
Our
we have to be
infrastructure,
safe.
we had a complete rebuilding of the infrastructure.
So no
in
one
Lahaina.
needed to pass a law. We needed a mayor and a governor. Is that right?
Well, actually,
take the
no.
initiative to
We
declare?
need the people on the ground who own the property, who own everything, to just push forward. Those are the people that have, let's say, skin in the game. They're the ones that are going to push us. And I know because of the rules and regulations that are set forth for good reason, we have an opportunity now to put all the power underground where it was burnt. We have an opportunity to put all the infrastructure underground for the first time. Lahaina's just been built over and over again for 300, 400 years. They just keep stacking stuff on top of each other. We have an historical moment in time where we're going to expose ground where there could be some amazing historical things
Yeah.
that have had a house sitting on it for 150 years sometimes.
But how do we share this message? And again, you stand on a beach and you say, we're not going to move, we're going to fish. But I know that, like in Israel, these issues are, you have all these people that are displaced besides all the other people that were displaced. We need housing. And we need it. It's urgent. It's like a boiling pot.
It's everywhere.
How do you get the message out bigger, wider, or even locally? And I know, and I'm going to say it one more time, I know the answers. And I'm like a pot that's boiling. I didn't get to do my opening story about the hat. So you see, someone leaves you with a cliffhanger. Anyway, Scott, I don't doubt that right now the biggest thing that's needed is a bridge. A bridge. Well, I say that and I mean Hawaiians, non-Hawaiians. I felt the bridge to get.
I don't see the disconnect, Jason, that you see.
But I'm trying to show you what I see.
Yeah, you see it differently.
I can show you the disconnect. I'll show you the disconnect. You have people here, they have an event, mostly Hawaiian. You have another event, it's mostly Haole and other people. You have another event, if it's for tourism and they're charging, that's different. But you have a meeting in the community, you don't often get a blend. When there's a crisis, you do. But then, even then, some people got FEMA and hotel. Some people got FEMA. They went from the shelter to the Hyatt Hotel What? How'd that happen? And these people, that was a shelter to Hawaiian Hotel. And the people that have a house, they're complaining that they can't, they don't know exactly how to do this, and they're trying to get their insurance and whatever ready. They're all mixed together in one big pot.
There's a great number of people here who have never ever ventured to deal with the state, the county,
so there's
or
people
the
out
federal.
there that haven't even dealt with
never dealt with federal assistance. They took care of
don't have
themselves
papers.
their life.
And they don't really want to. So
They don't want.
and the Hawaiians
Just,
that
yeah,
come
this
together,
is my land.
it gets,
I'm going to build and just get out
there's
of my
a
way.
separation that happens. You know, it's
Well, it's not, and there's
undeniable.
Howleys that have been on the island for hundreds of years also.
But I'm trying to. You see, we're going off on a subject, and I was trying to. My point was, I think I said it last week. I can identify problems like the next guy, but now, okay, big boy, what are you going to do about it? Well, that's where I have a lot of answers. It's not me, and it's we. And I watch things here, and the only thing missing in our game is I see it. You identified it. Someone with a resource. A landowner who can say this. And it's what you hear the county saying, we're trying to identify the right place. That means someone that knows how to create a self-sustained community or individual and duplicate it. And that's what we're doing.
we're
going to
We
create
just need to get rid of 100,000 people on the island,
world.
Jason. That's all that will take.
Well, no, the Zap gun, we tried it already once. That's another show.
Nice.
No, anyway, the truth is, back to your point, and I'm going to park it after, I hope to park it.
Yeah.
Prefab doesn't mean come here, be Mickey Mouse.
It's not a trailer park.
It means someone taking the responsibility to accelerate. To accelerate a process, and that's really it. His friend and many friends that have houses dealing with the issues with FEMA and the insurance company need a green light to be able to order and get things ready, be able to get the financing, and many of those people will find by the cost that it's going to be not what they originally expected. So those landowners can be the financing and do equity sharing. The people that move the land, the people that do the construction, the people that own the banks are the people in our community and in the community available who can still make, not only can still make a handsome profit, but we can, just by what we can do with the things. But you can't force them. So how do we get ourselves into this? Art and music. Friday night I came to an Akaku event. And I was so thankful when Ariel and I went. I really love being part of this team. The people at Akaku and KAKU radio work so hard for you and you. They get money, 3% of the cable bill and any donations that we can get for that. And they have people running around. They get little money from the county to help do it. Hiring staff in this world where everything costs, it's like we need new cameras. We also need marketing. No one knows about this? Well, we're going to try to hit a home run, be the local David Packman. You ever heard Pacifica Radio? This guy, well, on the bonus show that you get if you're part of the team. So, people that know how to do this stuff can. Voice of Maui, we are it. And April, who runs it, knows that the Maui stream is the direction that our world is taking. And so Akaku TV and KAKU are part of that. Mm-hmm. And it's up right now.
Have they reached out into TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all those platforms?
It takes budget. That's what all the stuff we
that
talk
stuff's
about.
free. It takes somebody working in those agencies
wait,
to stretch out.
Whoa.
I mean, I reach 500,000 people.
No, wait, stop. Stop.
For free.
Stop. You're a big deal. I mean it in a nice way. You reach 500,000 people with a tweet?
No, with a short little ad for my
You took the time to do it. If you have
5 minutes,
9 people or 12 or whatever the numbers here, just like anything, you don't have enough arms and legs and hands. You can't pay. There was a guy that was here at Akaku who was top, let's make sure to not curse here, top talent and running things in many ways that they literally don't have the budget to hold these great people. But they're still the fans and affiliated, so we're I want to say, a breeding ground. That's why I say this is a place for an industry.
There you go.
See?
For gals, we need to do is
But we
have
have
their
to have money.
grandkids
No,
come
it's-
in.
no, it's-
Your
no, no, no.
12, 13-year-old can do that in a heartbeat.
You can do that also. This is like there are big people that need it. This is an industry that right now needs to thrive. When you only have 2 studios for the public, one on the island that you can use, and there's only and the public can't. This is a major resource that could communicate anywhere.
Oh, it is.
At 11 o'clock on Mondays.
There you go, lunch
we
hour.
own this time slot.
There we go.
may have not a few viewers, but if they call 808-873-3435, they will find out that they can get through.
There you go.
That's a good thing. But, I'm having fun to the point where to be outrageous is like, why did I wear a blue Stetson? This one's black, but it makes the same point.
Oh, I kind of get a blue too at home with the lights there. You got a little blue reflecting off that there.
This isn't a Stetson. It's Paul. I said, who is Paul Harris? They still make hats, but this is like an East Coast kind of a... Someone said, hey, you look like you're from down under.
There you go.
I've heard a few kidding.
Yeah,
Someone
good
said,
hat.
you should put a feather like Yancey Derringer, Anyway, I hope that your friends get their house built.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I mean, they're
Your
generational.
point's
They're
well taken.
they're
You
Maui
guys,
patient.
please make yourself known to the powers that be in town. Look, hey, please make it known. You got to make it known you can do this. Make it known, and not only I get so crazy. I went to the FEMA camp and asked them, hey, when someone doesn't qualify for you, but they're homeless, but they were outside the line and they weren't in the fire, do you refer them to the right agencies? And do you have send an agency an email so that they can keep a continuous help for these people and get them back? And they said, no, that's not in our mission plan.
No, it's not in
And
our
I
mission
said to
plan.
myself, isn't that what I'm talking about? We don't know what to do except what's in our lane. What's in our lane is everything. It's like if we don't cooperate and realize that we have all the things already here and duplicating, and we could do this and we could do that. So much selfish and so much. Why didn't the federal government know to let the people in the state know?
The federal, that's not their job. It's our job.
No, it's not. That person at the desk is a human being, and they said, sorry, can't help you. Go here. Here's a booklet to tell you what the local things is. You get their name and number. May I let them know about you? Yes. Can you be contacted this way? Yes. That is a place for 127 people that are living. We're going to have her on the show, by the way. See now.
There you
Your
go.
friend, my friend, counselor, running David Littman. I asked him for people for the show. He knows the lady that runs the
Yeah.
shelter for female. Okay, she's going to be here. You'll ask her. You people out there in TV land, media land.
Media land.
You could be in France or East. When I say France, I think of my beloved friend Susie, who's outside here. Susie, welcome home. Susie was out in France and now back after personal reasons. Loved having you back. But the world is going to be inputting to what we're doing, is my point. And we are the focus of the world anyway, Scott.
Well, we each have our own world. That's what's so unique about everything.
You are such color.
No, I'm not color, but I want to step back on this, folks that are living homeless. Let's step back 35 years, Jason. We used to have federal monies and state monies running into almost every state for mental health facilities. They cut that. They said sanitariums, which were horrible. I actually did training back in some state mental health facilities in my youth when I was out of college. They
on
basically
mainland,
cut those.
Not here, right?
Not here. No,
Okay.
That was on the mainland when I was in college, out of college. And so they closed the sanitariums type mentality down, which, the nerd ratchet from, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That's a whole nother world. But we need to step up because a lot of homeless folks have mental health issues that are trumping them getting back on their feet, and it's difficult. I work with, I do some stuff with veterans in the water. I've met with some veterans lately that don't want to open up, and they're hitting themselves basically in the head with a bat because they can't get past the things they did in Iraq and Afghanistan. And my heart rips for them. My brother is a disabled veteran. I have two disabled veterans. I grew up with a disabled father from World War II, from fighting in the South Pacific. I get that, but we have this whole grasp of our veterans that are sitting on the streets, the highest rate of suicide of any particular people. We need to move them to the front of the line, but everybody keep pushing the government, and whoever's screaming the loudest, and that's how our system seems to work. Whoever screams the loudest gets attention, and the veterans, because I think if it's the mentality that I'm strong, I will soldier through this, oh yeah, let them go to the front of the line. I honor that, and I see that, but I also believe that we need to take care of our veterans in a way.
Have you seen the veterans on this island and their organization and what helps
Yes,
them?
I have, yeah.
You remember Fred Ruge?
I don't remember Fred, no.
I've
met a couple of the guys.
Fred is the guy that drove the Mustang convertible. He was a friend of mine. He started me in television. He said, hey, you want to work with me? We could do the symphony. You can get a TV show. When Nakaku was first opening.
Oh, my.
Yeah. He's the reason for this.
There you go.
Well, the veterans through this island, through people like him, were well served. But the numbers, you see, they get big, and the demands get big. I had a friend from New York who was working as an emergency room doctor in New York. He came to Maui to run the veterans thing. After a very short while, I don't know if it's months, or he quit because these people here did not cooperate in a way that's different here. It wasn't happening here. System was not right. He still does doctoring things on occasion, but that place needs some re-looking. And again, if you're on and you're a veteran, or if you're the Veterans Administration and you run anything, even if you're in Maui, sit here. We're the neutral zone.
Oh, yeah.
All I said is you need to be re-looked. That means you're welcome to the zone.
Yeah.
Whether I'm here or whether Scott's here interviewing, whether I'm at home interviewing, I love that, by the way. Scott will come here. I'll be at home. But I have to teach him how to run the board. Because I could be out in the field or he could be out on the field. That's why we have a call-in line and why we have another line, because we are interactive with you in the world. Most of you we know are Maui, and especially when we only have 3 people that may be listening. Or you don't even know.
Who knows?
Could be hundreds, thousands.
Millions.
Friday night, I felt like $1 million. You know?
I hear you're popular in the fish community.
You know Willie K? You know Willie
Yeah.
K? May he rest in peace. His brother, I guess I haven't seen in 20 years, maybe more. Wilmont, his name is. Wilmont Kiley. He does music, and the other brothers do music. They're a musical family, right? Well, here I come with Akaku to this Friday night deal. And Jenna, who does the daily show at 5, said, Jason, you want to sing on karaoke? Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, we'll go sign at the table. Okay. So I signed up. Ariel, what should I sing? I don't know. There's no list. Okay. So I put down a song for you and then Peace Train. 2 different songs. And then I went back inside and I had...
Where do you do karaoke at, Jason?
Well, this Friday night was a party. It was a community event. You see,
okay.
we talk about where money needs to get. If you don't have the budget and you're J. April and you got to provide services and you got to, how are you going to get the money to get marketing, to hire the people and get the results and track them? Well, again, we'll show you. That's another show. Keep watching or look back. We got to look on the website. Anyway, so... Man, I get really wacky.
You too. It's kind of fun to watch, though.
No, but it all ties together, and I can. If you slow me down, I can tell you each piece.
Well, that's part of Maui. You need to slow down. You're in a big hurry, Jason.
I know that
that's all part of Maui is slowing down.
And what's going on here, and tie it to the college, because I know that Brian over there at the college. You know Brian Cohn did Get a Job with the wonderful Eric Gilliam. Yeah, and then he did another movie. They call it Maui.
Oh, yeah.
And then really funny. And Aloha Surf Hotel, Steven Schneider was co-guy with there. So we have a really great, thriving community. Tie it together here. Learn how to get Adobe Premiere and and what is it here? Final Cut Pro to go. The world of technology through the giant mixer with the TriCaster and make it easy. Well, that's an industry.
Well, it is, and the
turns
news
out
industry is
enough
failing
to make our station thrive.
I think this station's going to boom. We're watching Fox implode.
But remember,
we're watching
you can
CNN
have
implode.
other things that aren't this station. See, that's what we are.
Yeah,
we're independent, so it offers potential that we're just beginning to explore. We could have 30 years ago. I really think the breaking point for what happened here on Maui with me 30 years ago, to me, was when my heart broke when Pundy had a stroke. Because I didn't have many local people that understood the things I was doing. I was pretty bold. I ran for council, got 11% of the vote. And
there
they were
you
like,
go.
And then in West Maui and that's a side story, another show.
Another show.
Well,
we can talk about my meetings I went to on West Maui.
But Pundy died, and before he died, he had a stroke. And when he had a stroke, his life was full. My thing is my thing. Like Shep said to me years ago, Shep Gordon. Hey, good idea, but it's your idea. Good luck, kid. I think we're probably the same age, but here we are, years later. Shep, if you're listening, I think we need to talk. You have a few friends. I was going to call myself Bezos. Did you know that I was going to start singing and change my name like Kiss did? Both stars.
Oh, there
I was
you
going to
go.
be Bezos, but I said no. But like got the Wilmont thing.
Yeah.
See how these stories go all over the map. Anyway, I sang karaoke on Friday night, and the reaction from him and the others was so strong. It rekindled in me an awareness that the key is you attract them with the music and the art, and through that you educate them about solutions we want to do, and we praise them if we have an event or sponsors, because the money that comes in, we're going to create solutions to create more jobs and tie the college to the TV station and take the burden off the station to do the marketing. It happens through what we do, and we brighten up all the people here and all the different things here because of what we do. I think that's what we hope the world is about, but that's called cooperation, Scott.
It is. Yeah.
So like the stories that you talk about, I know I lament like you do that things aren't
you
better.
must have sang with the Buggas back in the 80s. You had the perfect voice. The Buggas. They were like a local rock kind of, Hawaiian twang a little bit. Just top 40 stuff, but
I can do George Benson's song. We try to talk it over. You know what's so funny? Leon Russell wrote it. It's a small island. When you're singing in the corridor at the Mac, and someone you don't know that you'd go into a Leon Russell show and you're standing in line and say, "I've been so many places in my life." I remember that's how I met Davo in the West Side when Third World was here 30 years ago. Davo the artist. See all those people, imagine they would come out now to be able to put money in their pocket, money in this organization that's going to give it to environmental solutions to help our island, create jobs, create money for the artists, create money for the musicians. You don't think that's like, every time I mention it to someone, I mention it to a lady who runs a cancer institute. She said, wow. Mm-hmm. That's why I go back to the original thing. We all have to share that Monday at 11, Scott R Bushnell is co-hosting with Jason Schwartz. That Joseph Schwartz.
I'm the anchor to his
The
sails.
Neutral Zone. It's anything but neutral.
Yes, it is.
I'm the sails. Is that what I am?
No, you're the. I'm just holding the rudder back here, Jason. You're just flying off as usual.
Well, but today is especially good because it all got started. I have pictures here. Got to tell you. I have a picture of someone. This has got to be 30 years ago. There's Diana Dahl, who's married to Jim Loomis, who's been on our show a couple of times. Now, Jim is way up there now. Can't see him, but all that stuff. There's so much rich culture on Maui, and you can find it all on our website and find all these things. MauiNeutralZone.com. There's a search engine there. Mm-hmm. It's all living on YouTube and Rumble and all the places they are. But our page, MauiNeutralZone.com, has all the shows.
There we go.
I think that what's going to happen here real soon is that we're going to have to limit me, like put a tape over my mouth.
Oh no, Jason.
No, but I mean,
that takes the fun out of it.
Because this is like an intro show, meaning the things we talk about deserve separate shows. They deserve separate people, not to just talk about it,
right?
But when we have a big sponsor, Shep, your friend with that I don't have to sing in front, maybe he'll sing with me. And his new-to-be wife, Lauren.
Yeah.
It's time. I don't want to have to ask Larry Ellison when Jeff Bezos could be here, too. He gives money to Family Life Center or however they have to convert it. We know what we're doing here. Let's have some conversation. We're going to light up the entertainment industry, both afar and here, and be able to showcase the Hawaiians, showcase the Hawaiian people, the talent, the building, get Lahaina rebuilt in record time, with honoring the culture and the people and showing it to the world and giving things a chance to be an ideal. Not like the neighboring Gaza, Israel, not like Ukraine. We all share here. We know we're on a rock and we all love each other and hold hands. We have everything here. I mean, I go off on subjects. I talk about cooperation and I'm talking about green waste. To someone that's not known me, they think that I don't really have it all tied down to on Earth here. Jason's
on Earth. I'll grant you that. He's on Earth.
But these things all tie together. It's like
the world's tied together.
And a matrix that I'm just identifying and have a certain part in. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, it is you, all of you, that together we have something here that is absolutely infectious. It's called, we're going to be an example to the world. We're starting in Maui. It's starting with music and art, to having the Kahali'is, Willie may rest in peace, but the Hawaiian community and the non-Hawaiian community come together and keep it in a flow.
It's
Maui
moving.
Arts and
as far as the arts,
there's so much, and all the stars that live here that would like to be able to show their support to what we're doing.
And the
people that aren't living here. Now, how many people have come to Maui that know that this could be an example of how it could be done, whether you have an island in the middle of a moat that's 3,000 miles or not? We can be self-sustainable. These pods, called whatever we identify them, we are so blessed. You know, we can create water from air now. Every time I hear, we don't have enough water, and all the weather...
we don't even want to go down that ugly hole.
No, but the only reason it's ugly is because the way it's being put into the media. The media has spread out with great things, but you can't identify what's real, what's not.
Nope.
Also, the people that have the money go for the big money instead of using them to create local things. All these things can happen with local people. We're
seeing some amazing local stuff going on. We got Robert Lynn Nelson, one of my favorite artists
also a good guy.
ever. He has put out some incredible artwork for Lahaina.
Recently? No.
Yes, recently. It's friggin' amazing. I've been following it. It's beautiful stuff.
So imagine if he was shown, you come to MauiArtsAndMusic.org, and there under artist, there's a link to his showcase. Yeah. And if you were...
Well, he's well connected on the interweb.
No, but that's my point. But now, as part of Maui Arts and Music, he maintains his independence. He's part of it, so individuals and organizations don't lose their identity. But by linking together in this way, we're going to create a power that will show how this all works and raise money and awareness for all these artists.
Yeah, and the Weiland Gallery has commissioned some incredible, beautiful artwork to raise money for Lahaina.
And how do you bring apprentices up? What about a master apprentice program? All these things are all spelled out, and they take all you to do it. But they're here to be done. A weekly and quarterly magazine to show. Now you don't need a magazine. You're online.
What was that magazine? We have a magazine on what is that called? The Salty Sage or something? It's really quite good.
Oh, I don't know that one. I was going to say,
it's been around for a long time.
Used to be Maui No Ka'oi magazine that Diane
that was
started.
Diane's.
Do you know that the name Maui, just the way life is, Maui No Ka'oi magazine was going to be the quarterly magazine we were going to put out.
Oh.
But we didn't have money. Roger Dubin, who was going to be the head of our organization, got a real job. He got the head of the Maui Visitors Bureau.
There you go, a real job, isn't that something?
And signed up for our thing and was going to make it all part, but
Yeah.
was blocked. But there's where I can say Republican. Linda was Republican and mayor.
It's so
I don't
hard to
think
even
she knew.
definition
I don't think she knew that these guys that were coming to her office to try to do First Light, which was non-alcoholic, were going to go out before they had the thing secured. But that's what they did, and it stopped me because the hotel guy notified everyone. I don't know what they're trying to pull here, Jason, but I just want to. We could have been doing this 30 years ago, so this is the second time. I get a new pacemaker in a month.
Oh yeah, that's
that
right.
means-
You're getting
Are they
you're
ever ready?
getting the ones with
Battery
the
is
Duracell.
going
You'd be like
for
the
it,
little
buddy.
rabbit jumping
This
around.
is it. Hey, there are people that work here at the TV station that are incredible musicians that I'm going to start bringing in to do music with. And I saw a guy that was on the remember David Frost?
Mm-hmm.
Remember he had guys on the Brothers Kane? No, you probably don't.
No.
You might. Both of these brothers played piano. Awesome.
No.
They used to do a thing in Vegas. Well, Matt Cain's live on the island. He's fantastic. You know when they play behind the wall, no one knows he's playing?
Yeah.
They're amazing. He's one of them. He's great and a beautiful guy. Scott, if we
Well, I
have
have my
a
friend Carl-
centralized directory and all these things happen through Maui Arts and Music, it's like think why the Visitors Bureau guy wanted 4 pages. See, that's what I say. We were blocked for political reasons. But there's no political reasons now. There's no city there. We're going to make things happen because Lahaina and Maui need it. The world is burning. We have no water. We have water, but we got to do with. I already know the solutions. I already know because we've been working on them for 30 years. Not only are there groups here that know how, but I've been blessed because when you get in politics, people come to you and say, well, I have a machine that you take sound, and when that goes through this tube, it creates cooling, and the waste heat and you can use it in the hotel to bring down the electricity bills.
We're sitting on a geothermal electric plant. That
There's
for
so
some
many good
reason
solutions,
we're not touched.
right?
Yeah.
There's so many solutions. So you need someone independent from the government.
Why is electricity free in Iceland?
Well, again, the question is who controls the people and monies that do those things. The people there have enough of a will. The people that are in those organizations in the government, that's the direction that the people have expressed. We are filled with people that have a lot of rage and don't work together. And that's why the Ugly American earned its reputation around the world all these years, right?
We have a lot of well-meaning people that are just so focused that they can't look around. They're on their issue and no one else's.
And maybe they're just trying to pay their bills and keep their family
right,
fed.
and they have
like
they have their sword. They know where they want to fall on it, and that's where it's going to end for them. They don't have a bigger holistic picture of the entire.
Aren't we creating the hope through what we do?
I hope.
Isn't that
it's
why
part
we're
of
here?
What I do. Yeah.
That's why I bring you on as a co-host.
Yeah, I mean, I
because
am
when
so
I send
blessed.
you out and you go out and you talk to someone in the field and you share them, and what we're doing here, we're talking about things that aren't radical at all. They're public.
Or we've been misinformed to the point that we've taken on an issue that we really never even knew the
when
whole
I was
story.
on TV, when there were no other internet, people, every time I walked down the street anywhere, people knew who I was. So early times. So over the years, I've met a lot of people that feel like they know me, and now the internet has spread it out. We don't have the voice. How do you get the message to all the people? You make noise through music and art, and you come together. That's why this is powerful. And you get the money, and you do the things, and you praise the people for enjoying the music and the art to help these things happen. And you tell them they're the ones. And they are. You are. I'll shut up, because we only have, I love that. How many minutes, Scott?
Oh, geez.
You're talking to a blind man who's on
We got
soundboard.
7 minutes, Jason.
You said 7? Is it 7?
7 minutes. You know, we were at Disneyland earlier, and some of my students that I had in the water, get this, some of my adult students I had in the water.
I think it says 3.
No, I got 57 on my
You're
watch.
looking here, but you're not looking at the clock.
Oh, that's the one. I can't bend my neck like that.
I'm going to show them. See, this side is how much left, and that side is where we are. Because they have 3 minutes before the end of the hour. You know what they do at then?
What?
They have all the commercials and stuff.
Oh, that's right. You gotta sell the soap.
Oh, you can't say commercials. It's sponsors.
Sponsors.
And we need more of them for Akaku and KAKU. Donations are kindly accepted. This is how you keep your free voice happening. I'm a separate issue. If you want to give to me, you got to really think about it. But I have a nonprofit, Maui Arts and Music Association, with Scott.
Yeah, I'm not a musician. I'm not. I had a nun that gave me piano lessons for 8 years. I'm still trying to recover.
Were you a Catholic school?
Yeah.
See, when someone says I had a nun, I thought always, like I'm a Jewish kid. I don't know.
Oh no, I had half my school was Jewish.
In Catholic school?
Yeah, it was the best school in the little city. So yeah.
That's great.
Well, the first half of the Catholic Mass is from the Jewish rite.
We only have 2 minutes, so I'm going
to.
Will you come to another show?
I'm having fun,
some
Jason.
of the people that are going to. These people I'm talking about are going to be guests on our show, and we're going to be doing things with them. Gabe Johnson, I ran into. Wait till that. He's our councilman.
Mm-hmm.
Bridget Bongard, who runs Maui Cancer Resources.
Nice.
Beautiful, talented,
Yeah.
incredibly smart lady, doctor. I met her out here at this event right here.
Beautiful.
This was an incredible event. It was under attended. There could have been more people that I would like to see, but before
we get through, the first Friday is Black Friday in Kihei.
Oh,
so
really?
Fourth Friday. So all the musicians will be there. They've got a great lineup.
Who's coming up? Okay, you don't know. That's
no,
right.
but Fourth Friday in Kihei, this coming after Thanksgiving, we have an amazing slot of folks on
Be
stage.
there or be square. Me and Ariel.
I've seen Jason out dancing to him. Yes, I have.
She's hard to stop. 80 is Grady, is what she
80
tells
is Grady. You betcha.
Ariel is 80. Is that extremely impossible?
She's
to
amazing.
imagine?
She's an amazing woman.
And I love Ariel. I'm so happy to have had her a partner in all we're doing all these years and all we're doing now. Scott, you've been a great partner here.
Aloha.
We're going to be doing another show. I got great guests that you guys will be hearing about. We've got things coming up. Won't be here Monday next week because I'll be at jury duty, but Scott won't be probably sitting here alone, but I have another show during the week. Going to tape. That's how you get so many words in a few seconds. That's how you do it. See how you do it, Scott? Just do that. So you just keep hearing. We got it in. We're going to hear a little score. Here the credits ready. And now the credits are going to come. Watch. Thank you, Scott, for being here.
That was
It's
fun.
a blessing to have all you guys as my audience and now our audience. We're the Neutral Zone. Blessings. Aloha.
Happy Thanksgiving.